Alright, good evening everybody. Welcome back to the channel.
All right.
Hope you are
maybe I'll
doing
take
wonderful.
one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Gotta love co-op mode. Not being able to pause during that. Alright, let me get my bearings all sorted and whatnot. Ugh. Sip of water out of the cup. And we are good to go. Alright. Dark. Ugh. Anyways. Position the camera to be not terrible. There we go. A minute or so late. There is going to be rotating. There we go. Now it's comfortable. What is going on, everybody? My name is Outlaw50D. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing wonderful. Today we have the second and third parts of the Windblume festival to do. Let me swap on over to this team here. Again, I don't care if it's not that efficient. I just want to have fun. I also realized after the stream why my amber seemed weak. Granted, I wasn't really needing her to be strong, because Kale's the carry on this team. Anyways. Yeah, I gotta level up Amber's talents. I think I'll mess with her a little bit, have a little bit of fun. Might end up getting a second viridescent hunt for Amber. Anyways, we need to wait until the appointed time, 8 to 12, 2 days later. That should be good. Ooh. I apologize for being a little bit on the short notice side. Yeah, I apologize with things being a little bit on short notice with all this. But yeah, I had a bunch of things that I had to take care of today. But you know what? Before we get into the actual quest, let's just talk about what kind of held me back for today. One of the things that I had to take care of today that I found out fucking last night was that I had a puncture in the inner tube on my bicycle. Just the tiniest little puncture from a fucking thorn that managed to wiggle its way into a crack in the tread. Or not tread, but in the crack of the rubber of my tire, right? because tires are old. They're pretty dry. I need to replace them, right? I desperately need new tires on my bike. Uh, and this thorn found its way into the cracks that are in the rubber. And it just had to go a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Just enough to where it punctured the inner tube and was causing me issues for a couple of months now. Like, I would air up the tire, right? I'd air up the tire to 60 psi, and it'd lose half of that air pressure. It'd go down to 30 pounds, and that would just happen in just a couple of days. I'm not talking about, oh, it's dropping this amount of air pressure because of one, the cold air, and the second one being it's happening over a couple of weeks, right? No, I'm having to check my air pressures every day so that I had enough, right? So it'd be good for a couple of days, and then on the third day, it's like, this is soft, this is low, I need to air it back up. So I'd have to put, the 20 or so pounds that I lose, the 20 or so pounds of air pressure that I lose back into the tires. And then a couple nights ago, it just decided the hole just got bigger. So yeah, that was fun. So far, the patches have stuck well. I'll have to check the tire later on tonight. I've only got like 40 pounds in it, just so that it can get the glue that's on the patches can stretch and sit for a little bit. And then I'll take it up to its 60 pounds that I usually run on my bike. And the bike that I ride is a road style bike, so it's got really skinny 700c wheels. So running it at 60 pounds is about where it should be. It's kind of in the middle of its air pressure range. I think the air pressure range on it is, on the particular tire, is like 55 to 85 pounds. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm done rambling. Let's talk to Sucrose. Saying double.
We're here! Oh, Traveler, Paimon. I only just arrived myself, so I'm still getting ready. Ah, and Kale just passed by a moment ago. She said she had some things to sort out at the inn where she's staying, but she'll meet up with us when she's done. Apparently, Tainari and Sino both went out, but she stayed behind because she wanted to help us.
Alright, I just remembered something. Kind of explaining the title, because apparently there's some Hexenzirkel lore and Alice lore as well, and that Alice is part of the Hexenzirkel, and yeah, I love spoilers. No, I'm just messing. I don't care for having spoilers. I don't necessarily react too natively to the point where I genuinely get so fucking pissed and offended about it. I prefer to not have spoilers, and just saying, when it comes to spoilers in the comments or whatever, you could be subject to getting muted or blacklisted in the comment sections. So yeah, I don't care for spoilers. I try to avoid them as best as possible. I'm just saying you're not gonna get a big reaction out of me. And plus, even if I do get little spoilers like, oh, hey, they're going to talk about the Hexenzirkel during this story quest, I was like, really? Okay, I guess I gotta play it now. I gotta find out what exactly is said and how it's done. You know, I can handle that much. Because it's not delving into the details of said spoiler. It's like, hey, this event happened. So yeah. Kinda like how on the news. Yeah, you can be there on the scene of a crime essentially. You know, witness somebody get robbed in broad daylight. But you can still at least learn about it in the news afterwards. Anyways, too off topic. Yeah. So I'm very curious on what is in store for us.
Not too bad. After reviewing it again with fresh eyes,
And
I came
just
up with a new
remembered
theory
one
which
more
seems to
thing.
hold some water. I'll attempt to explain it as simply as I can.
Same story as the last stream. I'll have food. My food will be ready during this entire quest, so I apologize for that little bit of me just munching on some chicken and noodles while I play the game and play through the story. At least it's not something like an Archon quest where I'm going, well, I did that on the most recent Archon quest, I just remembered. Anyways. But it's not something where it's got a lot of action. In fact, a lot of the recent story quests that we've been getting have been much more focused on character growth and some of the exposition that's needed to tell the story, you know. It's anchored on the storytelling aspect, and the game isn't so focused on getting you to do as many fights as possible. Yes, this is an action RPG, but it's still got a very, very interesting and great story, right? And I gotta say, I'm thankful for the directing team. I think is who would be responsible for making sure that the story is being told. That they have kept it to being character driven, you know. It's based off of the characters that are in the story, not exactly what you do in the story. That's not about it. So yeah, very very fun, very interesting. And I got to say I like the game for that. Well, it allows me to kind of follow along and not have to worry about being the greatest fighter in the world. I've played Elder Scrolls Online, and I do a lot of fighting or I have played Elder Scrolls Online a little bit, and a lot of the time I was fighting. There was a war breaking out left and right. And that's just like it just feels like you're constantly having to fight through everything in the world. You have, if you want to get something, you have to clear all these you have to clear like 20 or so enemies to get to your goal. And that's every single goal. You have to clear enemies to get to the goal. Whereas in like Genshin, it's like, yeah, we can have our goals be barred behind, a bunch of enemies, but then that starts to get repetitive. Because in Elder Scrolls Online, my kit was strong enough strong enough in PvE, right? My kit is strong enough to just delete things, essentially. I don't have to think that much for killing them. So it just goes through a long, never-ending slog of killing stuff, right? So if like Genshin, it's a nice change of pace where it is solely based, like most 90%, 99% of the story has been talking about things. And the only time you have to defeat any monsters is if they are literally in the way. Right? It's like a recent Archon quest. We had the Abyss Herald that we had to take care of, and a few slimes and hilichurls. Right? And it was like a total of, I think, 15 enemies throughout a 3-hour gap. Right? 3 hours, right? In 3 hours, I had to kill about 15 enemies at most. All right. Let's see. What's another good example? Can't think of one where it actually makes. I'd say Raiden Shogun's second story quest is another good example. Where there was some tampering with the ley lines and that it was releasing old memories that were in the ley lines. And those memories manifested into monsters oftentimes, and we had to take care of those monsters that way we could help repair the ley lines, help repair the soccer tree. So yeah. Anyways,
I believe that each of the 4 things in the prophecy refers to a different field of knowledge. So, in a way, the prophecy is a test of the reader's intelligence.
oh really?
But it's unlikely for any one person to have expertise in all these different areas. So I suggest that we seek out one expert from each and get their opinion. Also, in 2 out of the 4 areas, the prophecy seems to want us to find specific people. It may even turn out that the people themselves are the answers.
So it sounds like we should put our heads together and list out the people who can help us.
Exactly. I think we can go through each riddle in turn and generate 4 groups of names to match the 4 questions.
That makes sense.
Alright, then let's start from group 1. The first riddle was, a flower that is not of this world.
Albedo.
I would still go with Albedo for this one. Alchemy is the most likely to have to do with otherworldly things, and he is by far the leading expert in this regard.
You'd count it as an expert too, you know.
Exactly! You're the creator of the tetratanic sweet flower. Who knows? Maybe that's the flower we're looking for.
Huh.
Huh?
That's right.
You really think so?
Oh, but what about Tainari? He's a forest watcher and knows all about plants. If it's a flower we're looking for, maybe he's the man for the job.
Alright, I'll add him to the list as well. On to group 2. This subject is a guide who will never get lost.
That's kind of abstract. Does it just mean someone who never loses their way?
Wait, but they have to be able to guide others too.
Oh,
It's not quite as simple as that.
perhaps an astrologer then.
Oh, you mean Mona? Yeah, she definitely count.
Mona. Yes, she certainly seems very confident, and she can use her astrology to guide people.
Would
Yeah.
Bennett count?
Why him?
Well, his luck's so bad that as long as you go in the opposite direction from him, you'll always be going the right way, right?
Oh, that's...
Hmm.
That's
I
hilarious.
see. I suppose I can't argue with that logic.
It's not a good guess.
Finding everyone won't take long, so one extra person won't hurt.
I know. Would
Nice.
Moonlight or Amber be a valid candidate for this category as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would! She's got a great sense of direction after all. As a matter of fact, when the Traveler and Paimon first came to Mondstadt, she was actually the one who gave us directions.
Mhm.
Yes, she's certainly a good guide.
Is there anyone else?
Let me think. Yes, I believe there may be one more. Albedo once made a set of equipment for Mika from the
Oh.
reconnaissance company.
Yeah.
He's their surveyor and an exceptional pathfinder. He's even instructed others in the discipline of surveying before.
He's a
So, in
better
my
guess
view,
than Bennett.
He's highly unlikely to lose his way, and would be very good at helping others find theirs.
Cool! Another one for our list!
Wait, Kale should have been here by now. Wonder what's taking her so long. Sorry, could we continue our chat somewhere else?
Oh, you wanna go see how she's doing, right? Sure, let's all go.
Alright. Where's our little bean? You know what? We'll walk. No easy way up. Ooh, doo, boo, thinking about doing a big overhaul on my stream. You know, changing a couple of the graphics that I have for my overlays. As well as updating my OBS. I think I'm still stuck on version 27, and the most up-to-date version is like 29. And that was mainly because it kept breaking my Noobs Commander plugin that I use. I think it's made by the YouTuber
Kale.
Nutty.
Hope we're not intruding or anything. Is everything okay?
Sucrose! I was preparing some stuff. Is it time already? Oh no, I'm sorry.
Kali seems to be wrapping gifts, and now she's frantically trying to hide it. I wonder who they're for.
Don't worry. The Traveler and I only just met up. We were just worried that you might get lost along the way.
Just as
So
I
we
was
thought that we'd come
about to
get
take
you.
a drink.
Thank you. I'm ready to join you now. How's that thing going?
You're gonna tell us, Kali, about the 4 riddles and what's your
So let's
discussion?
pick up where we left off.
Next up is the third line. One who would never lie. Anyone spring to mind?
Maybe D-Luke. Yeah.
You really think so? Seems like it would be pretty difficult for someone in his position to avoid having to lie.
Yes, a secret alter ego, the Dark Knight here. You must have to deny it if anyone asks. In that sense, he has a complicated relationship with the truth.
Then what about Kaya? He's the cavalry captain.
No!
Rather popular figure, but
There's the butt!
you think there's something fishy about him too, huh? Yeah, he's definitely a sneaky one. Bet he lies all the time. I can't help but agree with you there. There's the tone-deaf bard.
No.
On second thought, he wouldn't qualify either.
Someone who would
He talks
never
way too
lie.
much nonsense. Is there anyone else for missing?
Klee.
Acting Grandmaster Jean?
And Jean.
She has a good name in that regard. But from what I know, she sometimes covers up the truth out of concern for those around her. For example, when Lisa loses track of time in the library and misses her patrol shift, Jean will come up with some excuse. Like, Lisa's ill today. Also, she sometimes makes up stories to get Klee to behave. Like the one about the big monster that comes to catch naughty kids who don't go to bed on time. Do you think that rules her out?
White lies are still lies, but do we really have to reject her because of some harmless fibs? It's not like she has evil intentions.
This prophecy seems very strict.
No, we're the ones being strict.
Rosaria doesn't strike me as the type of person to lie. Oh, Kale, you probably haven't met her yet, have you? She's a sister from the church who looks, a little scary and not very sociable.
What gives you that impression?
She stopped by the alchemy bench once, a long time ago, and asked me about Albedo. I thought maybe she was trying to find him, for work or something. But when I asked, she just said that she was curious about him because he was so intelligent, and wanted to talk to his assistant to find out what he was like. A lot of people might have given a more tactful justification, but I could see in her face that she wasn't trying to hide anything. She was just very direct and straightforward. That's why I don't think of her as the lying type.
Rosaria doesn't look like the sort of person you'd want to get into a fight with. Maybe she just fights her way out of situations that some people might lie to get out of.
I can definitely see that. I've also heard the other sisters say that Rosaria doesn't even make excuses when she skips choir. She just doesn't show up.
Yeah?
She's a tough cookie, huh? Let's put her name down. In that case, I think Sino fits in this list too. True. Lying's probably more trouble than it's worth for someone like him. Kinda like with Rosaria. Oh, and Paimon also nominates Razor. Bet he couldn't lie to save his life.
I've also got someone else in mind. Noelle, the trainee
Yeah?
knight. She's a very honest person. I don't think she'd tell a lie.
Alrighty, write her name down too.
Wait, there's one more person. You know, our long-standing staffer at the alchemy bench.
Timaeus.
Huh? You mean Timaeus?
Yes.
That one's
him.
weird.
Truth be told, he's been love-struck recently.
Of course.
He swore that he wouldn't say a dishonest word or slack off until he succeeds in getting the woman he loves.
Timaeus has a crush?
Yeah,
Yes,
on Yinger.
That's right.
Well, who is it? Do you know her?
I've never met her. All I know is that she's from Liyue. Timaeus says that she's fun, has a great personality, and is very, very good looking.
All great qualities, but that says nothing about her identity.
Since we're on the topic, helping Timaeus win the lady of his dreams was also one of my goals for this Windblume festival.
But how can we help with that?
I don't know. Make sure he uses nice paper and a fancy envelope when he sends letters to her. Help him pick a nice gift and wrap it properly. That sort of thing.
Yeah. I had the same situation once in the Avidia Forest. I helped another forest ranger out by delivering a love letter to the coworker she likes.
Yep, that sort of thing exactly. Oh, also, I helped him with some of the groundwork for one of his research projects. He must have appreciated it, because he gave me a refrigeration device that he's been developing as a thank you gift.
Is it any good?
I mean, it looks nice.
Sounds like a no. Alright, guess we'll put
Yeah.
Lifebuoy down on the list then.
Okay, so last of all, we have a legend that never ends. Anyone come to mind for this particular line?
Lisa,
Oh.
perhaps? A librarian understands books best, and aren't most legends written down somewhere?
Not necessarily, but you have a point.
When I think about legends, fairy tales and picture books come to mind.
Maybe Kale. She read a lot of fairy tales when Tainari was teaching her to read.
Oh,
Do I count?
of course you do. I'll put you on the list.
Are you eligible for this one, Sucrose?
I prefer to read things like an illustrated analysis of alchemical substances and their uses, the fascinating principles of crafting, and hypotheses of life.
Point taken. Paimon didn't quite understand any of those.
Klee might be a good choice. Her mother, Alice, is a renowned traveling author, so I'll bet she's been exposed to all sorts of myths and legends.
Alright then, Klee makes the shortlist.
Well, that should just about do it. Next up, we should go and ask the people on the list about the prophecy.
Do we have to ask absolutely everyone on the list? It seems like a lot of people.
It is. So, I was thinking that perhaps we should split up. That might make our search more effective.
Okie dokie.
Also, I've thought of a method of gathering feedback.
No problem, we can do that.
You and the Traveler are practically joined at the hip, so you two can go together. I'll pair up with Kale.
Capable
Thanks.
Kale and sensible Sucrose. Sounds like a winning combination. Okay, I promise I'll help. Capable Kale. Yeah, I got this.
Hi.
Rest assured that the unbeatable Traveler and Paimon will do our part too. Off we go.
I plan on starting from the person with
Oh,
the most
shit.
defined stronghold. So let's go to the library. Lisa should be there.
Stronghold. That's an, interesting word to use.
Maybe den? No, that's even worse.
How about layer?
Oh, how... Oh my god. This is just great. Wait a minute. I find this absolutely hilarious how it kept both the characters that I had on my team. I had a feeling that it would that because Sucrose and Kale are kind of anchors in this storyline. Right? They're two anchor characters in the Windblume in this year's Windblume Festival. So it's really neat to see that we get Sucrose, which is a bit of an underappreciated 4-star in terms of the story aspect of this game. And then we have Kale, who the entire fandom have been waiting to see in Mondstadt. You know, or at least any of the fandom that paid attention to what happened in the manga. And I really enjoy reading manga, but not gonna lie, when it comes to action manga, it hasn't really
Here we are.
piqued my interest.
Lisa's lair.
Lisa's
Oh
lair.
no, that was a bad word choice. Now Sucrose is using it.
Library.
It's all my fault.
Lisa,
It's...
might I ask if... Huh?
Where is Lisa? Why are they in sync?
Sucrose. Kale. What are you doing here?
I can only sucrose that they were Kale-ing on someone. At least that's as far as I know.
Oh, please,
Fucking goddamn.
stop it with these puns. I beg you. Are you trying to win worldwide fame for unfunny jokes?
Is Lisa not here at the moment?
Surprising, isn't it? She went out. I'm afraid it's just
Fucking
us here looking
clean
for
my mouse
information.
back.
Except me. I'm not here for information. Like you, I came here for an abortive search for the librarian, who is also my academia senior.
Oh, so you studied in the same darshan as Lisa?
That's right. Her mentor in Sumeru was also my benefactor. We were both Spontamod students.
Neat.
Wow, that's cool. But Wait, we're getting sidetracked. We came here to look for some information. Kale and I are investigating a prophecy, and we were hoping you all might be able to help.
Oh? What sort of prophecy?
Sucrose and Kali take turns explaining the prophecy and the information that they compiled with the Traveler.
I see. You want to ask them about the flower that is not of this world, and me about the one who would never lie.
But there's no rush. You don't need to answer right away. We're just here to tell you about the situation. You can take your time to think it over and submit any thoughts you have in written form to the Sucrose mailbox.
The Sucrose mailbox?
Oh, good.
Yep. I was thinking about it on the way. And although they seem like trick questions, there's a lot to mull over once you get down to the details. A quick answer off the top of your head might not go into enough depth. So, I decided to place a mailbox next to the alchemy crafting table. Everyone can submit their written answers there when they're ready.
I wonder if we can go
don't
to
have
it
call it
and...
the Sucrose mailbox, though. It could just as well be called the Sucrose and Kale mailbox. Or even the Sucrose, Kale, Traveler, and Paimon mailbox.
I wonder if it's actually going to be next to the crafting table and that we'll be able to check the answers that are gradually added. If they are gradually added.
I think in this case, we can just go with your quick answer off the top of your head.
Sounds like a good solution. Certainly more reliable than verbal discussion alone.
Agreed. Certainly when it comes to discerning whether someone is a liar or not, you cannot simply take them at their word.
Understood. Once we've had a look into it, we'll place our replies into your mailbox.
Thank you all so much. Okay, let's tick them off the list and carry on working our way down.
Already done.
I'm pleasantly surprised to see those two introverts getting along so well.
Do you get the feeling that Kale's return to Mondstadt has emboldened her more contrarian side?
Yes, I'd noticed that too.
Traveling and meeting old friends are both good for the body and soul.
Mhm.
And isn't rediscovering one's youth while revisiting old haunts a worthwhile pursuit?
When I first met Kale, she'd never known happiness or youth. But things are different now. Her Elazar being cured was a huge milestone in her life.
Kale is a very sensitive and introverted child. I'm sure you must have noticed that too, Albedo. From the time she's been in my care, I've observed that she's actually a very lively character by nature. But she had a very rough start in life, and it changed her.
So, might I assume that your respective claims of looking for plants and artists in Mondstadt were just pretexts?
I wouldn't say that. Both Kale and Genius Invocation
Fucking
TCG
Sino.
are very important to me.
Would it really kill you to just say yes in this situation?
Fine. Yes, we came out of concern for Kale. She's been back to Mondstadt of her own accord several times, but it has led to no significant improvement in her mood.
Well, it won't hurt to give her some more time. I believe that Sucrose might be able to help her.
Sounds like an extension of your own self-confidence as her teacher.
You could say that. In a similar vein, I've heard that Sumeru scholars often build their social relationships based on their academic ones. Is that true?
I suppose it might look like that from your perspective. Sumeru society is something of a special case. The reason it is known as the City of Learning is because all of its resources are in some way linked to academia. As such, academic resources equate to social capital. It is not unheard of, for example, for people to build a family in order to pursue further studies. But the relationship between the three of us is not an academic one turned social. We've never even worked on a paper together for starters.
Oh, so the academic paper is the nexus of the academic family. Interesting.
I would think of us more as siblings. An equal and pure relationship, unaffected by academic considerations.
As much as I'd prefer not to admit it, that statement is not inaccurate.
I can understand that position. I have a younger sister myself, and it's only natural for me
Adopted.
to be protective of her.
Or
What
you're
you
adopted.
described fits the idea of a city of learning, as I imagine it. The family is where all social relationships intersect. As such, a family founded on common goals may actually be more stable. By the way,
Maybe.
who's the eldest between you?
Let's not go down this rabbit hole, please.
Sino's
In
gonna
terms
answer
of
it.
age, I'm the eldest, of course. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Your mental age is younger than that. I dare say even by enough to be the youngest sibling. Perhaps I could bring Kale into this happy family to be your elder sister.
Yeah.
No. You will never see me admit to being the youngest sibling. Except perhaps as a last-ditch effort to turn the tables in a game of cards.
After bidding farewell to Sucrose and Kale. And we're back in front of the inn. Most likely. I'll bet 9 more on it. Do. Do.
Guess we'll leave Kale and Sucrose to it. Fingers crossed all goes well for them. Now then, where should we go first? Let's try our luck at the bulletin board, shall we? A lot of people tend to show up there at some point in the day. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Oh. And Sucrose and Kale are back in the party. Ah, Mika, Lisa, and Bennett. And Razor. Neat.
Just as we hoped. There's a load of people here. Huh? Even Lisa's here.
Hi, everyone. No, long time no
Hey
see.
there, Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while. How have you been?
We've been doing pretty well.
You look surprised, cuties. Is it because of me?
Yup.
Teacher is not at the usual place.
Oh, please. It's not as if I'm glued to my chair. I like to get out for a little fresh air every once in a while. Mika's here today, so I thought it'd be a good time to introduce him to Bennett and Razor. They're all out and about quite often, so it's helpful for them to get to know one another.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mika.
Hi, Mika. Good to see you again.
I look forward to working with you.
No need to be so formal. We've known them for ages. They're cool.
Windblume. Fun?
Actually, we haven't gotten to the fun part yet. We've been busy investigating a prophecy.
That's right. We met Mika all the way back at the Vine Laser Fest. In 3.2? If I remember correctly? Yeah, 3. No. Either 3.2 or 3.3. I don't quite remember which one it was. I think it was 3.3 now that I'm thinking about it more. I don't know.
A prophecy? What kind?
A good one or a bad one?
You explain the prophecy and tell everyone what you've learned so far.
Gosh, that all sounds quite fascinating.
I can't believe I made it onto your list of names. You really think I'll be able to help?
Believe in yourself. Right. Believe in yourself. You're a first-rate adventurer, Bennett.
Okay, then in that case, I'll step up and present my thoughts on the matter. Except I forgot I'm not really good at organizing my thoughts. Oops.
Oh, there's no need to tell us all of your thoughts right here and now. Sucrose said she'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench, so you can just write down your thoughts when they come to you, and drop them there.
A meticulous and efficient plan. Yep, that sounds like Sucrose.
I will think also. Give me some time.
You still have other people on your list that you need to go see, right? We should leave you to it. Don't worry about us. We'll drop off our letters at the mailbox as soon as we're done.
Okay, bye for now. Let's head over to Star Snatch Cliff next. Maybe we'll be able to find some people there. And even if we don't find any familiar faces, you can see really far from up at the top. Maybe we can find people that way.
Yeah, we'll try and spot people from a kilometer or two away.
If you get tired,
Yeah.
you know you're always welcome to visit
I
me
mean-
for a break and a cup of tea.
At that moment, Sucrose and Kali arrived at Stormbear Mountains. God damn! They moved quick. Oh, yeah!
Where to next? Let me check my notes. Huh, this way.
Got it. Kale, please follow me.
Right, they have their little one-on-one discussion. And there's 4 people over there. I spot Eula, Amber, Noelle, and Klee. Noelle and Klee being like the odd ones out in that one.
Oh, it's our lucky day. There are several people over there.
Amber?
Don't necessarily see those two
And Eula's with her too.
together.
Oh, it's Sucrose! And Klee also spies. The girl with the long scarf.
Hmm.
Kale, we were just talking about you. Ah, right, I don't think you've been introduced to Noelle before. Kale, this is Noelle, maid of the Knights of Favonius.
Nice to meet you, Kale. I missed you the last few times you were in Mondstadt, so I'm glad to finally meet you in person.
Oh, nice to meet you too, Noelle. My name is Kale. But you already knew that.
Relax, you two. There's no need to be so courteous. We're not on some kind of diplomatic mission here.
Klee, what are you doing here? Are you planning to blast some fish?
Nope. Klee's on patrol with the other knights.
Huh. Now that you mention it, it looks like everyone here is a Knight of Favonius except for Kale and me.
I'd heard
Yep.
that there was a very young knight in the ranks, but it's still a surprise to see with my own eyes. Kale, what do you do? I'm a trainee forest ranger in the Avidia Forest. Trainee? It means I'm not officially a fully qualified forest watcher yet. I'm still learning.
Oh, you're just like me. I'm still working towards becoming a fully qualified knight. Technically, though the distinction is hardly relevant right now. This isn't a very formal patrol. We're just chatting.
Yep, I have
Don't
to
panic, Kale.
agree with some
Just pick a topic
what
and
Reddit
join
is
the
saying.
conversation. Don't panic. Whatever you do, don't panic. It's just Amber and her friends. There's no need to be nervous.
There's all needs to be nervous. Anyways, yeah, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, I have to agree with what some people on Reddit are saying about Eula, is that she's mellowed out. You can already tell that there's a huge difference. You know, just like how you can tell with Kali that she's branched out a lot. You know, gotten comfortable with gotten a little bit more comfortable talking with people. I'm liking how this game has such dynamic characters. You know, characters that you think, well, there's got to be something that would change with them. You know, things that they see as flaws, whether it be nervousness or how they approach people. Right? You know, with Eula and Kale as being prime examples in here. You know, Eula is for most of her life, she's been branded as a social pariah, and joining the Knights of Favonius didn't necessarily change that part about her. A lot of people were just seeing a descendant of the Lawrence clan joining the Knights. What bad thing could happen? You know? Or is the Lawrence clan planning a resurgence? You know? It's those kind of vibes that were coming in uh for Eula's situation. And it doesn't help that Eula, she had a very sharp tongue when we first met her. You know, she was very quick to, you know, uh, very quick, very quick to say vengeance will be mine. You know, that's one of her iconic lines, right? And it's not necessarily something that you would say in any normal conversation, you know, but it would be something that you expect to hear from for stupid reasons out of any other member of the Lawrence clan, you know. So it's just you see now that, or at least hear that Eula has changed, right? You can hear that she has calmed down a little bit in a way. She's not as abrasive in a way. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
Let me guess. Were you chatting about the new guests in town?
Yup. A few folks from Sumeru have come to visit, so we're brainstorming a few nice surprises for them.
Amber!
Sorry, At least I didn't say anything about what the surprises are.
Oh no. How am I supposed to join this conversation now? What do I say to that?
Poor
Speaking
Kale.
of nice surprises, we've actually had a fairly big one recently.
What kind of surprise? Tell me! Tell me! I'm saved. Secros has given me a lead-in. Now, I just need to follow on from what she's already started talking about.
Secrets and Kale. Well, fuck.
What an interesting prophecy. I have no idea what the answers could be, though.
So essentially, you're gathering information to help you solve the riddles, correct? I'll do my best to help.
Thank you so much, Eula.
Anytime.
There's no need to answer right away. We'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench for people to drop us a note once they've thought of something.
I'll drop something in there for sure.
Nice idea. I think we can all commit to writing a note. We'll see what we can come up with.
Yup, don't worry. You can count on us. But we do have to finish our patrol first.
What route are you taking today?
We started in the Stormbearer Mountains, and we'll end at the city gates. You'd be very welcome to join us, but it sounds like you're pretty busy with all this.
No.
Ah, fuck,
There's
I
always
skipped
next
something.
time. We'll join up with you after we're done working through this prophecy.
Oh, yeah. So, we'll be on our way for now.
See you later. Have a safe trip back.
You know, it was one of the interesting things seeing Noelle's VA, right? Noelle's VA looks to be on the older side, and she does a fantastic job at conveying, conveying the voice of a young person with high aspirations, right? She does a really good job with her job, you know? She nailed what you would think, you know, if you had a description of the character, what a character's characteristics, right? Have a full description of that character and how they would act. You'd get, you know, for Noelle, someone who's soft spoken but would be ready to, you know, face just about any problem head on, right? You know, they have a sense of conviction that you hear in their voice. And the VA for Noelle kind of pulls that off. Or not kind of, but really pulls that off. And as I said, it was a surprise to see how old the VA looked. You know, I I saw her VA looked north of 30, 40 years old and sounded, you used her voice and sounded like, someone at least in their early 20s at the oldest, right? Anyways,
Was it that obvious?
No, no, not at all. It just looked like you had something on your mind.
So that means it was obvious.
Whatever is bothering you, you can talk to me about it if you want. I'm happy to help.
Thanks, Sucrose. Well, the truth is, I don't really know how to act around Amber and the others.
Really? I thought you two were good friends.
We are. Amber's a really important friend to me. I don't know. I guess if I'm being completely honest, the problem's probably with me. The first time I came to Mondstadt, I was really immature. I didn't want to let people in, and I was generally pretty awful to everyone. Amber was the one person who didn't give up on me, and if it wasn't for her persistence, I wouldn't have found a friend at all. Without Amber, I might not even be here today. And because of that, I really look up to her. I think of her as my role model, and hoped that maybe one day, I could learn to be like her. But after trying and failing for several years, I think I finally realized. I'm no Amber, and I never will be. Looking back,
don't beat
it
yourself
seems
up,
silly
Kale.
that I ever thought like that. We're nothing alike at all. My personality's so weird. I always get so anxious and I overthink everything.
Aw, Kale, don't say that.
Sucrose? Would it be okay if I told you a bit about my past?
Oh God. Fucking hell. I knew it. We're about to have the heartfelt moment. Oh. And it's so nice to see Kali opening up again. That's actually one of those things that Kali isn't realizing herself, is that she is opening up. It's just taking so much longer than she wants it to take. She looks up to Amber and holds her to such high regard, you know, and wants to be like Amber, right? And it's just one of those things of, ugh. It's just one of those things of, you can't necessarily replicate another person. Every person is unique and does things differently. Anyways, two girls come to a stop at a place with some lovely scenery. As the breeze picks up, Kali tells her life story from her childhood to her recent recovery from Elazar.
I already knew bits and pieces about her, but still, why did she have to go through all that?
I'm sorry. We've only just met and I'm already dumping all of this on you. This is why I get so frustrated at myself.
No,
Fuck.
fine. I'm
Wiping
really
off.
glad that you're willing to tell me all this. People don't open up about their deepest feelings unless they really trust the other person. Don't you think? At least, I think it's kind of an honor.
I had to brush off my desk. I accidentally pressed the space bar.
And, I mean, you've probably noticed by now, but I don't have the best social skills either. I always just end up talking about the things I'm interested in, and going on and on. But even so, you still listen to me when I talk my head off about alchemy. It's a relief to listen to you talking about yourself for once. If you hadn't told me all of those things, I never would have guessed that you struggle so much. Honestly, I feel like we're very similar people.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. I certainly do. All the feelings that you talked about just now, I totally get it. It takes so much more effort for us introverts to fit into a crowd.
Yep.
When you were saying about how you try to think about what to say in advance, and you're constantly terrified of saying the wrong thing and making things awkward, I relate to that so much. Oh, and also that part about studying under a genius. In fact, before meeting you, I'd never met anyone who seemed so similar to myself.
Oh.
I'm not very good at giving words of comfort or anything, and I'm not gonna tell you to just get over it or stop worrying about it. How about we just sit here for a little while? We don't have to force a conversation if we can't think of anything. We can just sit here together.
Sucrose has stopped talking, but for some reason, this doesn't feel awkward at all. Maybe she's right, and we're more similar than I realized. In Sumeru, I always like to find a quiet place to just sit and watch the scenery, but it's always by myself. I never thought there'd be a day when I could do this with someone else by my side. Mondstadt's breeze is so gentle and soft.
Hey, Kale. See that cloud over there? Does it look like one of my test tubes?
I don't think so. Sorry.
Then, maybe we're not quite on the same wavelength on everything. At least, not when it comes to looking at clouds in the sky.
Thank you, Sucrose. I feel much better after talking to you.
Yeah, it helps a lot, doesn't it? I also vent to my flasks sometimes. The next time
Having
I
a
get the chance,
conversation
I
with
have
yourself.
to show you my Tetratanic Sweet Flower and my Tetratanic Windblume.
Oh god.
Your tetra... what?
Two of my favorite things I've made. They're really cool. I think you might like them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll definitely have to show them to me sometime.
I brought some crackers with me. You want one? There's cheese flavor or tomato flavor.
Sure. I'll try the cheese one.
Gee.
Aw, look! They're enjoying the scenery together.
Amber acting like an
Shall
older
we go
sister.
play with them?
No, it's fine. Let them sit for a while.
We're not what Colleen needs right now. She needs a new friend. Someone different who's never met her before.
I don't get it. Is there a difference?
Yes.
There is. You'll understand once you're a little older, Klee. People can draw different kinds of strength from different kinds of friends. And right now, Colleen needs someone that's just not the same old me.
On the other side, the cold winds sing shrill across the face of Star Snatch Cliff. Alright. We're going to have to pause here, and I will be back in a moment. Making sure that... I didn't even fucking pull up my fucking macros. I knew it. I knew I was missing one thing. And that was my HID macros. And now if I press a button on my other keyboard, my microphone gets muted. Alright. I will be back in a moment. Alright. There we go.
Oh, ow!
One of the things that I kind of want to talk about for a moment before we continue, it's somewhat related to that little moment with Kale and Circus. You know, I connect with both characters in a way. You know, on the introverted side, awkwardness, you know, trying to find a conversation. I don't like being. I don't necessarily care about the small talk. Uh, Half the time it's just meaningless for me, right? If there's no reason to talk, then there's just simply no reason to talk. I won't ever try to force out a conversation, and I don't like forcing out a conversation when there doesn't need to be one. You know, when it comes to like awkward silence, I'll just move, right? I'll just move on, right? If there's awkward silence, it's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go back to what I was doing and peace right out. And I can definitely relate on that introverted part where it's like I don't like talking that much. And yet at the same time there's certain subjects that I can talk about a lot and just talk anybody's head off, right? It's mainly my hobbies, right? My hobby of playing certain games like Genshin Impact. With being such a huge game for me, right? It there's a lot that Genshin Impact has to offer as a storytelling game essentially. I don't have to worry too much about or I don't have to worry too much about getting bored of this game. there's a lot that I can do in it, and I have a great time playing it. And on with my other hobby of that being RC racing, right? I enjoy racing my cars, and I enjoy talking about these cars and the little details that I've learned over, you know, last 15 years of being in this hobby, right? I enjoy talking about my cars, and that's why every now and then, I've got this one right here, which is currently my favorite or like second favorite car that I mess with right now. Though that could very well change as I'm getting my 8 scale buggy up and running soon. Um, right. I enjoy talking about these things, especially as I learn about them. With like I've mentioned a few times before is that I've started messing around with the mini Z stuff, right? Small scale, 1/28th, 1/24th scale. There are so many things that I'm learning about that, and so many things that I'm still going to need to learn about them to become a better driver. And I have fun. But get to me talking about another subject that I don't like or that I'm not interested in. It's like I'm not going to try and entertain a conversation about makeup and cosmetics. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you're interested in that stuff, but you'll probably visibly see that I'm not interested, that I really don't care about that part of the conversation. It's a topic that I have little care about because I don't use the stuff. I don't care if you
I'll take the chance to try to get some more.
don't want to listen to any conversations right now. Right. We're just gonna walk this way. You can talk about makeup and cosmetics all you want, or you can utilize them. I just won't care. At the end of the day, but I feel that they're pointless, right? Or mostly pointless. I understand that there are some things, to at least keep a consistent look to yourself, right? Using things to like cover up blemishes on your skin. I can totally understand using makeup in that way. You know, I can understand you using makeup and cosmetics to help keep a consistent look, you know. But using so much of it that it honestly completely changes the look of your face, like it kind of throws me in the wrong direction. Like I've seen so many videos of some really skilled makeup artists, right? Take off their makeup. Right. Their skill is insane because when they took off their makeup, their entire identity changed. They did not look like the person with the makeup on. They looked like someone completely different. That's where I kind of have a bit of a problem with the makeup. It's too much. Granted, they are talented makeup artists. I won't deny that. But I don't like it. Simple as that. Anyways, I just got to rambling on. Let's get back into this.
Snatch Cliff! We made it! Paimon hopes we find someone we need here.
Help! I beg you, please don't let go!
Oh!
Who's that yelling? Let's hurry and take a look.
What the hell happened? Why is Timaeus hanging off a cliff?
Yes, and we also have Rosaria and Mona?
Huh.
What kind of mishmash ensemble is this?
Good question. What kind of a motley crew is this?
It's been a while, traveler.
Greetings, everyone, and happy Windblume Festival.
You two are looking pretty good. I trust you've been well.
Yep, we're definitely faring a lot better than this poor guy on the ground.
Hey, please don't rub salt in my wound. I really have been trying my best.
Oh, you're one to talk. If this sister hadn't grabbed you in time, then you'd have been seriously hurt, if not dead.
I know. I really am grateful, miss. I can't thank you enough.
Don't mention it. Just lending a hand.
Quite literally. And had she not lent him a hand and pulled him up, he would have gone tumbling down the cliffside.
What happened? Did Timaeus almost fall off the cliff?
Yup.
Well, so what actually happened was I came to Star Snatch Cliff today to pick some flowers and ran into Mona on the way. She took a look at her scry glass and advised me to turn back because it would be dangerous.
But you still came up here anyway?
Well, yes, I did, because there's something I just had to do.
Oh, I hardly think giving flowers to your crush is worth throwing one's life away for.
It's rare to run into someone with a death wish in this area.
I don't have a death wish. I just didn't think it would really come true. I mean, when Mona said it would be dangerous, I thought I'd be fine as long as I watched my step cautiously. I'm sorry, okay? I was wrong. I'm telling you, I'm just here chasing the love of my life. Love-struck Mondstadters is what the Windblume Festival's all about.
Okay,
Apparently.
that explains you. But why is Rosaria here?
I was looking for a quiet place to escape the crowds. I wasn't planning on having to save a life along the way.
So that's why the scryglass just showed danger instead of fatal danger.
Very funny. Anyway, Traveler and Paimon, what brings the two of you to Star Snatch Cliff?
Just trying our luck. We've got a lot of people we need to see today, so we've been all over the place. Actually, you're some of the people we were looking for.
Huh?
Eh? Probably be like that fucking.
I see. So all we'll need to do is find some clues, make a note, and drop it off at the mailbox.
Be like that one dude in Avatar: The Last Airbender with the fucking 3 cups. And see, it was in book 3. Don't know the episode number, but it's the episode called The Runaway, right? Where Toph, Sokka, and Aang were just scamming a bunch of scammers. Reverse scamming. Right? And I'm thinking back to the dude with the little fucking pebbles hiding under the 3 cups, right? Where he just goes,
I can't believe there's a prophecy like this, let alone that I have a part to play in it.
perhaps.
Oh, I guess this means everyone will find out about my crush now.
Yinger. We already know, Timaeus.
I came here because I wanted to give some Cecilias to the girl I love. They'll really suit her. She's...
No one asked. Please, do not subject us to your gushing about your girlfriend.
Oh, you saw right through me.
You said you need clues, right? Well, in that case, Mona Magistus the astrologist will provide you with a personally handwritten letter. Just wait for it to show up in your mailbox.
You can be on your way now. We won't keep you any longer.
Let's head back for now and meet up with everyone.
Wrong pipe. Holy shit. I gotta check if my food's ready. The boy be mad hungry. I'll be right back. You know, I had a feeling, and I was just told to wait a
Will
few
do.
minutes.
This is all so embarrassing. Thank you both.
You know, I didn't pay much attention to the fucking potions event that we had back here a while back. I can't remember what fucking version it was. So like, I don't know exactly what was going on between Tamix and Yinger, but I definitely figured out that they were hitting it off as like, I'm being a third wheeled. Oh no no no. Oh no no no. Oh, no. Of course. I have to go get my food now. Be right back. I got big bull. Fucking looks fantastic. Ah. Alright. Mixture of lo mein and udon noodles. Chicken with sort of an Asian inspired sauce that my mom came up with. And it's really fucking good. Or I know it's gonna be. First bite, immaculate. Alright. Right, now to talk to Best Beans.
We're back! Oh, but it looks like you two beat us. Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Come on.
Yep, we managed to find and talk to everybody.
We got back a little early, so we took some time just now to put the mailbox together. We got really lucky today. The vendors were feeling super generous, so we didn't even need to pay for the materials. It's just a shame that Kale got a splinter.
Don't worry about me. I'm used to working in the rainforest. I get splinters all the time. I've already taken care of it.
We've already wrapped up everything on our to-do list for today. So, all we need to do now is wait for everyone's letters to arrive. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you get some rest while I keep an eye on the mailbox?
You're definitely your master's student, Sucrose. As long as you or Albedo are around, Paimon can relax and know that everything's taken care of.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
Wait. Actually, there's one thing that still needs taking care of. Paimon's starving. Hey, Traveler, you wanna get dinner? Your treat.
Alright, I guess I'd go get Paimon some... I'd better go get Paimon some food.
I'll go with Sucrose to return the leftover materials to the vendors. You two, go get a proper meal. We can't have anyone going hungry.
Yeah, now would be a good time for a break. Once everything is ready, let's meet up here again and collate all
who
the
the fuck?
information we've gathered.
Sounds like a plan.
This really just be the fucking Iridori Festival reincarnated. Oh shit. Y'all remember back at the Iridori Festival, I don't know if I streamed it or not, but there are a couple of moments where Scaramouche was sitting just in the shadows. No, lurking, right? I got the same vibes just now, so. Who is the mysterious lady?
Paimon will have this one, and this one, ooh, and this one.
Hear that? It's the sound of my Mora pouring out of my wallet.
Hey, Paimon's really hungry. And don't forget, Paimon's also ordering for you too. It's not like Paimon's gonna eat everything by herself.
Why not my choice? Excuse me, hello? Now that Paimon mentions it, you realize that you too are ravenous. I feel like I am. Dude, you stuff your faces. I am actively stuffing my face.
Is everything packed up and ready? What do you think about meeting up at 5 to go to my house?
Yes, everything's ready. I've packed some great wine and smoked ham. Oh, your parents will love it.
Ham? Look, we've known each other for quite some time now. Don't you think it's been long enough for you to remember that we only eat bacon in my house?
I'm sorry, what?
I must remember to get some milk today on my way home. Please, feel free to pay a visit to Cat's Tail anytime.
Enjoying the scenery?
That we are.
Tone Deaf Bard, are you here for some food as well?
Did we order something for you?
Oh, I can put something on your tab? Well, that's a pity. I already had a few drinks before coming here. I shall take you up on your kind offer another day. There should be no shortage of opportunities in the future. Anywho, you should be getting ready to thank me. I come bearing good news.
What kind of good news?
Behold!
Like a paper with a simple message.
What is it?
First, I was able to read that in time.
It's what you need the most right now. The answer to the prophetic puzzle. Simply head to the location marked on the map, and you'll find the lantern you've been looking for. However, if I were you, I wouldn't just go and reveal the secret right away. As you've seen, a lot of people have been laboring hard to uncover the answer. A secret is like a well-aged brew. The aroma from the bottle is sweetest when revealed in the company of friends. Then it's settled. I'll leave you to your business for now. Feel free to find me for a chat again once you're done working through the prophecy. Also, if you have some time, We could organize another fast-track love poem class.
Oh, you're starting that up again?
I sure am.
Not happening.
Nobody else has signed up this year, though, so the duty to learn falls on you. Anyway, see you later.
Venti always looks so relaxed whenever we run into him. Paimon can't help but be jealous.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, could I chat with you for a moment?
Oh? Who are you?
You may call me Scarlet.
That's an
Just
interesting
like you,
name
I'm a
for
traveler
it.
visiting Mondstadt from another land. Mind if I buy you a drink?
I'm not drinking today, but thank you for the offering.
Leaving the door open for
Offering.
another time, I see. I can tell that you've dealt with a lot of people during your travels.
Okay, who the fuck is this person?
Well, we are very experienced adventurers after all.
I can. That's why I tried to strike up a conversation with you in the first place. I was on my way to go shopping earlier when I overheard your conversation next to the crafting bench. From what I could gather, you are trying to investigate a bizarre prophecy?
Yep, bizarre is definitely the word.
Don't you think it sounds just like the kind of story that would happen in Mondstadt? Anyway, that's why I wanted to ask you a favor. If and when you manage to unravel the answer to the prophecy, could you let me know what it is?
Didn't Venti just say that we should be careful, that other people are looking into the prophecy as well? You know, we aren't the only ones looking into it.
Not so much the prophecy itself, but Mondstadt as a nation. That's what I'm interested in. I was born in a distant land, but I have family and friends who once lived in Mondstadt for a long time. They said that it's a great place full of fairy tales and romance and recommended that I come for a visit. As it happens, someone I know has an anniversary coming up soon. So I figured this would be a good time to come here and see all the sights that she once saw.
What do you think about Mondstadt so far?
It certainly lives up to its name as the city of romance and freedom.
We think so too.
So, about the prophecy.
I'll let you know if we find the answer.
Thank you. You're very friendly. It's been a real pleasure to meet you. I'll leave it to you then. Hope you continue to enjoy the city and have a wonderful day.
She definitely isn't dressed like a local, huh? Where do you think her hometown could be?
Somewhere in Fontaine or Snezhnaya. That's my guess, at least. But my primary guess would be Snezhnaya, just based off of a fire.
Please find me a flower that is not of this world, and a guide who will never get lost. Find me one who would never lie, as well as a legend that never ends.
Fuck.
I never thought I'd have someone secretly following me, even in a free city like Mondstadt. Good day to you, miss.
Ah. Rosaria smells something. Little sus. Part 3. Stream for an hour and a half. Huh. That's pretty neat. They change up the voice lines. Wait till the next morning. 8 to 12. What? Whoa, excuse me. Whoa. You know, I thought I would need a little bit more. I'm gonna have a wonderful
letters in the mailbox, and I just finished sorting them into 4 groups.
Nice work!
Well, the real work hasn't even started yet. Which batch of letters should we read through first?
Joy above the clouds. Alright, take a look at the clue board and read the letters. You know what? I'll just finish what I've got to eat here. And then I'll get onto this at full steam. In other words, I'll be right back. Oh. Oh God. Okay. Now we're good. Alright. Read letters about a flower that is not of this world. What the Minari's letter. In our conversation the other day, I went over the prophecy's wording carefully. Flower that is not of this world sounds more like a logical paradox. Think about it. If a flower is not of this world, its existence cannot be perceived. However, if it can be perceived, it will not fit the description of the prophecy. As such, my view is that the riddle's answer doesn't have to be a real plant. However, it must also note with all due respect that the person who came up with this riddle may not know all the plants in the world, and I dare say that no one could make such a claim. From this perspective, you could even think of some rare plants as potential candidates. Albedo's letter. A flower that is not of this world doesn't sound like an existing or something created through specialized cultivation technique. With that noted, I believe we should think out of the box. After reviewing what I've learned over the years, I have now reached a conclusion. Sucrose also came to discuss her thoughts with me. She hasn't yet decided on her answer at the moment of player, so I won't be right now. We can discuss it in detail when we meet, and I hope everyone else will bring their respective answers too. I'll see you then. Alright. It feels strange to insert a letter into the mailbox that I made myself, but I did find my answer. At first, I thought that a flower created using alchemy would be one that is not of this world, according to the prophecy. But after giving it some more thought, I realized that instead of creating an actual plant, a flower-shaped mechanism made of alchemical products might fit the description better. So I arrived at my conclusion: a clock in the shape of a flower. The long passage of life brushes past the timepiece, fluttering petals in its. The elapsing years stirs up the leaves, pushing the needle of time forward. I didn't look at the rest. Ah, there we go. I attached a list of rare plant species. I've added a short description to each, and I hope find your answer with it. I realized that you could scroll. Albedo's was the shortest. Read other letter. Alright. About a guide who will never get lost. We'll read Bennett's letter. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Before you came to me with this prophecy, I had never even crossed my mind that I could be part of this. Well, as you all know, I'm probably the last person you think of guiding others. I still have a long way to go, and I'm still trying to figure out how to peacefully coexist with everything in the world. But if you're asking me about who can be of help, my friend Fischl and her friend Mona, the astrologist, are both very knowledgeable and brave. I'd say they're probably the ones you're looking for. That's my answer, wishing you all good luck. Read Mona's letter. No one can confidently say that they will never get lost, but as long as their wish to guide and help others does not waver, they will become a ship that can traverse the waves eternally. I didn't perform any divination before writing this letter, but I have a feeling that I will witness the truth behind the prophecy together with you all. So if you need me, just call me at my place. I'll be there. Neat. Amber's letter. Guide is too grand a title for me, but I'd love to be everyone's friend. It's something I think I'm good at, and I'm an attentive listener to. So do let me know when you feel lost. To use an analogy, I'm like a torch out in the wind that will help illuminate everyone's path so long as it continues to burn bright. Everything written below is meant for Kale. Dear Kale, if you're reading this. Oh God. Dear Kale, if you're reading this, please turn away. I've been worried about Kale lately. She's recovered from the illness, but she still doesn't look all that cheerful. It feels like she still has things she can't let go of. I'm going to write down my wish here. I hope that Kale can uncover the secret behind the prophecy and find her happiness. Wherever she is and whoever she becomes, I'll always be her friend no matter what. We're not the savior of We're not the savior and the saved, but simply good friends. Oh, sweet. And now Mika's letter. I hope this letter finds you all well. I didn't expect to be asked such a question, which caused quite a headache at first. I only know how to guide people in the geological sense, but on the journey of life, I'm still the lost kid who needs the guidance of others. Same. Anyways, upon seeing your question, I immediately knew that I can help with what I can help with. I tried drawing a map showing vegetation distribution for Mr. Tainari and Ms. Kale, as well as a dragon spawning calendar for Mr. Sino. Both are attached below. The next few days, I will need to patrol with the captain and job master, Miss Lisa, so I can only support you with my well wishes. My apologies, please forgive me. I hope the map and the list will be of some help to you. Alright. So, Mona was definitely the biggest help of this group. With a little bit of support from Amber. Read letters about one who would never lie. Alright. Sino's letter. You are correct to assume that I seldom lie. This has to do with my upbringing as a desert dweller who has been living within the academia my childhood. My unusual identity makes it hard for others to trust me, and it would have been harder. And it would have cannot speak. And it would have been harder still if I was not honest. As a result, I learned to talk less and speak no more than what is necessary. Uncovering the secret behind the prophecy may come with its perils. If you need someone who would never lie, I can join you. Rosaria. I must make one thing clear first. I am not someone who would never lie. After hearing your question, I thought about many things in the past in earnest and recalled many occasions upon which I lied. I often make up excuses to avoid choir practice. I also tell white lies too, sometimes to make myself happy and other times to allow myself to give up on some struggles. Nicest lie I've ever come up with when I told Varka that I didn't want to stay in Mondstadt. Varka responded with another lie, and that was his advice to me. Your current abilities are not suited to life beyond Mondstadt's borders. Huh. I can't be the answer to this question, but I suggest that you consider that what never lying actually means. Does it mean to never deceive or to never lie with ill intent? It's a pity that I'm not the one you're looking for, but I believe that someone who meets the requirements will turn up. Good luck. Yeah. I have a feeling that Rosaria would definitely have lied to get out of certain things. As far as the choir practice thing, from what we heard from Circros, she just ups and doesn't fucking attend. She doesn't care about it, you know? She doesn't worry about it, so. Alright, Razor's letter. I asked my teacher Lisa to write this letter. It's much better than the ones I wrote, many things. I don't lie, I trust you. Come to me when you need me, I will always be there for you. Yeah. I also mentioned Klee in that one because she's often too naive to lie and think that she could get away with it, right? She probably knows what lying is, but she doesn't tell lies, you know? She's too naive and innocent to try and get away with lying, you know? So she just doesn't. Read letters about a legend that never ends. Read Lisa's letter. Legends were created by humans. In that sense, no legend endures forever. And all stories must end in regret someday. Oh, God. But as long as a story lives in people's hearts, it does in some way live on forever. That's the conclusion I've come to after years of reading, anyway. Best of luck, little cuties. So in that sense, you know, the whole saying, legends never die is one of those things of as long as you remember, it won't ever, you know, go away. It's a common saying, and one that can hit home for a lot of people, including myself. You know, the YouTuber Technoblade. Such a inspiration to a lot of people with both his skill as well as uh, as well as his jokes. I wouldn't necessarily say it's charisma, or actually, to be able to come up with shit on the spot, he's got to have good charisma. But with Technoblade, his usual saying is Technoblade never dies, and that is something that is echoed by every single one of his fans, including myself, because he won't ever die in the hearts of his fans, right? As long as you remember who he was and what impact he had on, his community and the people that knew of him, right? As long as we don't forget, he won't ever truly die in a way, Remember the legacy that the person left behind. So that's definitely something, that's a lesson that we all should learn and think about on almost on a regular basis, Anyways, Clee's letter. Mom writes travel guides, but she did have friends who wrote fairy tales, so Clee's heard that a story its author spends their whole life writing will always be a good one. Yeah, constantly learning, gaining new experiences. Definitely a valuable story to tell. And Collie's letter. You think a legend that never ends should be a story filled with hopes and dreams. It works like a baton that's passed on from one person to the next, offering something meaningful to everyone that it touches. I was once truly encouraged by such stories, so I think I'll be going with this answer. And that should be all. Yep. A lot of reading. Alright, let's talk to Sucrose.
What we found out about a flower that is not of this world. Tainari believes that on closer examination it might be logically paradoxal, while Albedo says that his answer would be better discussed at length in person. As for my answer, I think a clock in the shape of a flower would constitute one that is not of this world.
Here's what we've gathered regarding a guide who will never get lost. Mona said that she'd like to join us in uncovering the secret behind the prophecy, while Bennett suggests Fischl, Mona, or the Traveler as potential candidates. Mika didn't submit much, but he did draw a vegetation map for Master Tainari and wrote up a dragon spotting calendar for Sino. Amber also wrote in. She said that she sees herself as nobody's guide, but everybody's friend.
As for one who would never lie, Rosaria removed herself from consideration, but both Razor and Sino are...
At least she's sincere about it, though.
Timaeus seems to have forgotten to write to us.
Fucking love-struck.
Finally, this is what we've gathered on a legend that never ends. Klee said that her mom has a number of friends who like to write storybooks. Lisa believes that legends live forever in people's hearts. I think that for a legend to be never-ending, it has to be filled with hopes and dreams, and actively pass from one person to the next.
Lisa and Collies are connected.
What are the answers to the 4 riddles, then? You're really smart, Paimon. I bet you can figure it all out in no time.
Or, let's all share our thoughts on what we think the answers might be.
Yep. Many minds are greater than the single.
Wait! Wait for me!
Oh, there's Timaeus.
Timaeus, what brings you here?
I'm sorry, I really am. The time just got away from me and I didn't get around to writing that letter. However, I'm happy to announce that I think I can be the one who would never lie.
Huh? This is kind of sudden. Not that we don't trust you, Timaeus, but, could you elaborate a little after you catch your breath?
Of course, of course. Do you still remember the time I, collaborated with a certain Miss Ying-ar?
Rings a bell.
Well, basically, she helped me out a lot with my research into potion making once, and, well, we've stayed in touch through letters ever since.
Wait, so Ying-ar is the girl from Liyue that Sucrose mentioned earlier?
Yes.
I always assumed you were hard at work every time we saw you at the crafting bench. So you've just been writing letters to Ying-ar the whole time?
No.
Traveler's got the look of, you sly dog.
I've done some work too.
Hold on.
And anyway, our correspondence covers a lot of serious topics, like perfumes, potions, alchemy.
I don't have to go to sleep anytime. At least within the next hours. We've got a wonderful late shift tomorrow, so going from 11 to 8. Yeah, it'll be fun. Waking up later in the morning, but also coming back home late at night when you can't see a damn thing. Anyways, off topic.
Anyway, a few months ago, I made a vow to the heavens that I will be true to myself and never utter an insincere word until the day that I've managed to win Miss Ying-ar's heart.
So, at Star Snatch Cliff, you were picking Cecilia's as a gift for Ying-ar?
Well, that's right. The Cecilia flower is said to represent a once wayward heart transformed by the power of love. I couldn't think of a better flower to give than that. I know
I
full
can't
well
remember
that
which
Miss
one I used
Ying-ar
for the
is
Windblume
far
last
more
year.
knowledgeable than I in both the ways of the world and the ways of our craft, but I thought I should make the effort for once and put myself out there. Which brings me to the subject of the last few days and the Windblume Festival. I thought it was time for me to invite Miss Ying-ar to Mondstadt. But yesterday, Albedo told me that Sucrose has been working hard to help another girl achieve her dream.
Huh?
Yep.
And when I went to take a look at our roster, I saw that she'd done my remaining work for me. I feel incredibly guilty. I've been spending all of my time in my own fantasy world while everyone else has been bending over backwards to help other people. How could I ever hope to be worthy of Miss Ying-ar's love if I'm so selfish?
Oh, Timaeus.
And that's why I've decided to join you.
But then what about Ying-ar?
Yeah. Haven't you been planning this for over a month now? You said you were gonna invite her to Mondstadt.
Well, yes, I did mention in my letters that I'd like her to visit, which is why I just sent her another gift with my hand-picked Windblumes, along with a handwritten letter. I explained that a matter of great importance has presented itself to which I must devote my full attention for the time being. As soon as it's resolved, I'll make haste to Liyue to pick her up in person. I made sure to package the gift and letter with the greatest care. All I can do now is hope that she'll understand. Point being, please know that I sincerely want to support you in this endeavor. Plus, I think I'm an honest person. As far as I recall, I don't think I've told a single lie in my life.
Well, you certainly convinced Paimon with that speech. Don't worry, Timaeus. We won't let your determination go to waste.
Thank you, Timaeus.
Thank you, everyone. I promise to do everything I can to help.
Okay, so
You know, I always just got a dog tagged along.
Great! Let's keep it up. On to the other three.
After some discussion, the group decides on a final pick for each part of the prophecy.
Okay, Paimon do the honors. Ahem.
Oh.
We have with us here the flower, the guide, the legend, and Timaeus.
And Timaeus.
Why did you only say Timaeus' name? You should say my name too. All right. We also have Klee. That's me.
With Klee here, this all somehow feels like we're getting ready for a field trip.
There's nothing wrong with a more relaxed atmosphere, is there?
Albedo, have you figured out your answer?
Of course. We will soon see if my hypothesis has any merit.
Actually, I'm still feeling a little nervous.
Me too.
But weren't you all fired up just a moment ago?
Yeah,
you're
that
right.
this and that are two
Okay,
different
Let's
things.
do this.
Actually, I'm a little worried too. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
I know what you're feeling. Saying anything becomes so much harder when there are so many people watching.
Well, does anyone know the exact location of where we're headed, or should I do a reading on my scry glass?
According to the prophecy, once we figured out the answer, we should test it at the Lantern of Utmost Joy. Wait, but where is this lantern? Oh, we know something about that.
I've already found out where it is.
What?
You made up a story of how you discovered the location by divining the wind.
That's amazing. You really know how to do everything under the sun.
Nope, we just had Lord Barbados help us.
Then we'll let you lead the way.
Follow me?
We're off to find the sacred location of the Lantern of Utmost Joy.
Meanwhile, where the fuck is Scarlet? Oh, if I could be looking like Scarlet Witch. Really? Do-do-do-do. What the hell? Windblume gift. Gift box you can obtain during the Windblume Fest. Before you open it, you cannot know what's inside, but it shouldn't be anything particularly heavy. What? Alright.
According to today's Forest Patrol route map,
Anyways, I hope you all are enjoying the stream. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're finding yourself coming along for the regular or you're liking the content you're viewing right now. Right now on my channel, I primarily play Genshin Impact, but hopefully in the near future I can start branching out to other games if my computer can handle it. But that's why I say near future I might have an upgraded computer.
should be somewhere around here.
Let me take a look. Oh, it should be right up ahead.
Aw, I don't see any lanterns here. Now that I think about it, the prophecy didn't say anything about what the Lantern Utmost Joy actually looks like, right? Maybe we've overlooked something?
Traveler, are you trying to figure out something else from the paper?
Exactly. Oh. Venti's note here says we should look up and seek the answers from the sky.
I'm reading too. Huh? It says to look up. But
What's up, dog?
above us. The wind didn't trick us, did it?
Slip also says now you should recite the incantation. I'm gonna take a look at this.
Place the squirrel on the back of the pointy-eared cat, and a pious puppy will open the doors to show you the way. Huh. Paimon read the whole thing out loud, but nothing's happening.
Huh. Wonder what that word means, pious.
Look, the wind is blowing.
What a strong wind current. Let's ride where it leads us.
Bro, what is that?
Huh? we'll have to fly up there? Can someone carry me with them?
Here.
Fucking A. Wait, I thought the gliding handbook or whatever that Amber gave us all the way at the beginning of the game says that only you can fly. You can't bring a passenger. Excuse me? Hello? This ain't Avatar: The Last Airbender?
This is the first time I've ever flown like this.
Eh? Eh? I see a little, oh, what is it even? Phonograph. Is that right? Is that the proper term? That's so weird. Have you gotten to this?
How did this little
Oh boy.
island get up here in the sky? Did somebody make it?
Just to be safe, I've been jotting down our entire route here. This way, no one will get lost.
For once, you're watching and seeing my reaction, huh?
Oh, good thinking, Kale.
Except for the fact that the Hexenzirkel is involved. But don't know how, so...
Who would have thought we'd find this kind of table here? Weird.
Interesting
Someone said that
designs on
someone
the
was
cups.
holding a tea party.
I never would have guessed that such a place could exist. Right above Mondstadt, too.
Wow, look at that pretty lantern on the table. There's even a chair for each side of the lantern, too.
There seems to be something on the back of this chair. Let me have a closer look.
A name, perhaps.
Take your seat, present your answers, and you shall reach enlightenment.
Are we about to get, indoctrinated by a religious cult?
Well, as far as instructions go, I guess that's simple enough.
Oh yeah, Mona's buying it.
So we just need to do as it says, right?
Wait a second.
Thank you, Albedo.
What is it, Albedo?
We'd better make sure this place is safe before taking our seats. Everyone, please stay clear for a moment.
Does he? Maybe? Don't know. Everyone vigilantly watch.
Well,
Whatever.
all questions and doubts aside, the scenery here is pretty amazing. It'd be impossible to feel stressed here.
It's crazy how much they've changed in terms of the visual effects that they use to do it. To kind of go through these story quests. Like, I'm loving the depth of field where it's just keeping us three here. Where in the past, near the beginning of the game, these three characters, Timaeus, Klee, and Mona, would all be in focus, as well as the grass and everything around the characters that are currently in focus on the shot. Like, everything would be in focus, and there wouldn't be any distinct separation. So it's really neat how they've changed that part of the game's storytelling, using depth of field to the story's advantage, you know.
How is everything, Albedo?
And back to normal.
Everything seems to be fine. I didn't find any traps or suspicious mechanisms.
You have really interesting eyes, I just realized.
But I also couldn't find
And yes,
any
it is
overt
chainmail.
destructive devices.
Or some sort of metal guarding.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it seems that wrong answers won't have any catastrophic consequences. Looks like we'll have to sit on these chairs and fulfill the prophecy. Everyone, I would like to suggest that we try some risky answers on our first attempt. Let's reserve our most confident answers for the second round.
That sounds kind of smart. But why?
Ah, I get what he means. If we do as he says, then we may be able to figure out how the puzzle works.
Mm-hmm.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. Mona, is there something wrong? You're not looking too good.
Currently looking at her scry glass, most likely.
Oh, are you hungry?
Or thinking about what she saw in her scry glass.
Thank you for offering, Klee, but that's not quite it. While Albedo was checking just now, I gave my scry glass a spin, hoping to find some information. But there's a strange aura to this place. It's almost as if someone has been staring at me as soon as we stepped foot in here. But if nothing here has actually been physically tampered with, then no. That person be...
Mona having flashbacks of Alice. Mona just shivered. Did she sense some kind of great power?
What do you mean, Mona? Who could it be?
Never mind. It's not like I've got any proof.
He wants to deny it. It's Alice.
Don't leave us on the edge like this, Mona. I'll just do what Albedo said.
Yes, let's test the hypothesis together, Klee.
Come on, join us, Mona.
Oh, all right.
Okay, then I'll answer the first question. If someone were to ask me to find a flower that is not of this world...
You can do it, Sucrose.
Then I would fetch a tetragenic sweet flower.
Oh boy.
Alright, I'm up next. My part of the prophecy is to find a guide who will never get lost.
Kale, I hope you found your answer.
My answer is that I will be that guide. For a long time, I have been guided by others. It's taken me a while, but I finally made it to where I am today. Although I still haven't made a name for myself, and I'm still quite immature, I would still like to put my name forward. Because I would like to become a guide that can help others. I want to help others the same way Amber, Master Tainari, Sino, and everyone else helped me. Now it's my turn to pass on the gift that I've been given.
All right, it's up to me to answer the third part. I'll submit myself as one who would never lie. Although I've never really had any other virtues or talents, I'm confident that I've always been an honest person. I'd like to thank everyone, too, for giving me this opportunity to validate myself.
And last but not least, I will answer the final part of the prophecy. There's no tale more befitting the title of a legend that never ends than our fates as human beings.
Wait! The lantern just lit up! Whoa! All four sides
Neat.
of the lantern are glowing! Huh? But...
All he did was submit a batch of test answers.
Kale, could I ask you to stand up for a second?
Oh, alright.
Oh.
Huh? What's going on? Why is it lighting up regardless of who's sitting in the chair? Didn't it say we have to answer all the questions correctly?
It's pretty clear now, isn't it? We've just proven that there is no right answer for this prophecy.
No right answer? But how could that be?
It can be
Although
interpreted
the
differently.
instructions had come from an old and enigmatic prophecy, it is in fact nothing like the ancient mechanism that we had all imagined it to be. I believe the lantern only serves as a simple signal.
to think. I never expected you to actually find this place.
Who are you?
What? There's someone else here?
We meet again, traveler.
Hey! You're that Outlander we met the other day at Good Hunter!
It's all thanks to you that I was able to find this place. Good thing that you were too preoccupied with the prophecy to notice someone tailing you from the shadows.
Oh, is that so? Then, why do I spy yet another person following?
Wait, really?
There's no need for pleasantries. You should know I'm here for you.
Is it just because I'm a visitor from abroad?
Not
I was
quite.
there when you snuck your way into Marjorie's place.
So you had your eyes on me even then, huh? That was
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, you know.
It's hard not to notice you when I'm on duty every day.
All right. In that case, I'll admit it. I was the person who slipped this prophecy into the storybook.
But who are you exactly?
But why? Then, does that mean this wasn't a real prophecy after all?
Don't worry. Even though you probably have plenty of reservations about me, you can be sure that the prophecy is genuine. In fact, many of you here today may have heard the code name of the one who left the prophecy to me. She hailed from an ancient assembly of powerful women, each of whom used a single letter to signify themselves.
Who would have guessed? It seems that power was indeed left behind by the old hag after all.
I knew it. I'll be back in one moment. Unmute. Alright. Oh, my guess on Alice being the presence that Mona felt was correct.
Ah, so you're B's student. It's an honor to meet you. I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Hmm? I knew that Mona was somewhat connected to the Hexenzirkel, but not quite so much as a student.
Well, what are you talking about?
It's a long story, but I'm not quite sure that I'm the best person to tell it. Since you've all spent so much time and energy trying to decipher this prophecy, you must also be very interested in the secret behind this lantern, no? The lantern has already been lit. Now then, please allow me to disturb your happy peace.
Huh.
Eh?
Why did this little thing just light up? How strange.
Hello? On the other side of the lantern. Can you hear me over there?
Mom?
Oh my god!
Hmm? Oh, I hear many youthful voices.
Madam, I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Oh, since we've last gathered, Jay's successor has already become so reckless and bold. Unbelievable.
Wait. Why are you talking just like the old hag?
Old hag? Who would dare say that? Is that Mona?
Who are you? Who dares imitate my master?
And what of imitation and mimicry? It has always been a fool's errand to mimic and learn from humanity.
Aunt Alice, I'm here too.
Oh boy.
Mom, why are you trying to talk like other people?
So I see everyone's here. Well then, my warmest greetings, everyone.
You could tell that the VA was having fun with the different what is accent? I wouldn't necessarily say well, accent is the best thing that's coming to mind. What was the term you used? Grandois? Say? Yeah.
Miss Alice, why would you?
Well, it's been many years since this lantern last lit up. You can't blame me for thinking that one of the old friends from my youth may have decided to catch up again.
Oh boy.
Why she sounds so coy all of a sudden?
And if I recall correctly, we left this lantern in the care of the Animo Archon Barbados. You must be commended for uncovering an artifact entrusted to the god of wind himself. Tell me, are you sitting around my beloved tea party table?
It's a really long table.
Oh, so you are. I suppose this means even the Animo Archon has granted you entry to this place. Was all of this Scarlet's doing?
Wait. Paimon's completely lost now. So what was this assembly you were talking about earlier?
Oh, Miss Alice, would it be all right to leave the explanation of that to you?
Well, you should be rewarded for making it all the way up here and activating the lantern. Now then,
Lore.
let me tell you a long and ancient story.
Cutscene time.
Ever heard of the Hexenzirkel? As the spooky name suggests, it's a secret society. Once upon a time, it even challenged the Animo Archon himself, but he replied, "Let us make
Monster-based.
music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song." From then on, the mages would only ever convene in the woods, in the skies, or on the edges of cliffs. At these tea parties, they discussed their stories and secrets and resolved their differences, as the tea and cakes bore witness to their pledge never to fight amongst themselves.
Yesterday I snuffed out the life of my beloved. He had grown old and was extremely sick. He loved me dearly, so I took his fate in my hands and ended his pain.
I'm raising a son.
Excuse me, what?
Of all the children I had, he's the only
Oh.
one left. But I suppose that still makes me a mother.
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day.
Oh, this looks interesting. Let me scry.
Bonus master.
My dear sisters,
Maybe.
we mustn't let prophecies threaten our bonds of friendship. Even the most frightening witch was once a little girl, and growing up can be so tough. Sometimes we all need to vent our troubles to the wind. Even if the nations go to war, or the sky falls down, the mages' tea parties shall forever be held around this table.
So this is where the legendary mages held their meetings.
I'm still a little confused.
That's right. We often met here to chat and have tea.
Then what about the part saying that if we light the lantern of utmost joy, we'd receive a supreme blessing?
About that. I never expected anyone other than Jay to actually read the full contents of that prophecy. It's a little embarrassing. The truth is, that prophecy was actually just a letter that we sent to Jay as a group the day before her wedding.
So it was indeed written by all of you.
I must thank you for resisting the urge to immediately reveal the truth to everybody, Albedo. Knowing you, you probably figured out everything the moment you laid eyes on the message.
Probably.
No, it took me a little longer than that.
A flower that is not of this world, a guide who will never get lost, one who would never lie, and a legend that never ends. These 4 descriptions signify 4 individual mages.
So we can deduce. I think just from my guesses, we can deduce the identities of 2, know a bit about a 3rd, and the 4th one we don't quite know. The 2 identities that we know, one of them being Alice, the other one I suspect is Rhine-daughter. Yeah, the other one I suspect is Rhine-daughter. Can talk when one of the witches were talking about having a son, so probably in reference to Albedo being the son. The hint that we have is Mona's master. We don't quite know their identity yet. But at least we know Mona is connected to the Hexenzirkel pretty well. A student. Oh yeah. Because a successor would be when the teacher or the master steps down from their role and leaves it to their student. Thus is Scarlet's position, which was the one that was growing old and not having a long lifespan. That's my guess, at least. Sorry if my microphone volume is going all over the place. I'm simultaneously talking about it on stream and then having a conversation with my sister.
When a member of the organization had to leave the group to spend the rest of her days with her beloved, the other mages would write down this prophecy and send it to her to invite her for a final get-together. A flower that is not of this world signifies, of course, flowers that do not naturally exist in this world.
There we go. Rhine-daughter.
Full name, Rhine-daughter, also known as Gold. If there's anyone in this world who could create a flower species that does not yet exist, it would be her. The guide who will never get lost is N, otherwise known as Nicole. You may not have encountered her yet, but she is a truly extraordinary woman who has made this world's direction and order her subject of study. Some of you may be fortunate enough to have already heard her voice. Like a prophetess, she will only speak to guide people toward the truth when a change has occurred in the world.
Oh, nah. I know. I'm a very well aware. We now have an identity to the mysterious voice back in 3.3. We have a name. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Once I put that fucking puzzle piece in the right spot, I got chills. Holy shit. I have to watch that little teaser again? after the stream, so that way I can try and discern which of the voices was the guide. Because I think that may have just uncovered the identity of the mysterious voice that we heard at the end of the 3.3 Archon quest, Genesis of Inversion, right? Right at the very tail end. My guess was initially the Saritsa, considering how she and her Harbingers have been trying to figure out kind of the best route to take revenge against the Divine, essentially, for the events of Conria. Oh boy. Oh shit. So my guess is that she would have known that changes happen, but I guess with this little bit of information, Alice says, like a prophetess, she will only speak to guide people toward the truth when a change has occurred in the world. She knows that something big happened with Irminsul. She is very deeply connected with Irminsul, almost on the same level as Scaramouche before he turned himself into the Wanderer, and Nahida. I'd say the same level of connection as Scaramouche, less than that of Nahida and Rikadavada. What? Did you? Would you never have?
I'm over here like, yep.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yep, sounds about right. That is the best one.
Oh my god. Dude, I cannot wait to meet Alice in person now. That's not even the reason. Like, she's a walking lore dump. A walking, talking, living, breathing lore dump. Anyways, because I'd be curious on what the Traveler would have to say to Alice. I know what I would have to say to Alice. What the fuck is going on?
What do you know?
What's going on? What do you know? How did I get here? How will I leave? And peace out, motherfucker. Jesus. When do we get Alice? When do we meet Alice, first of all? I don't care when we get her. I want to meet her. Oh. So we have a name for the mysterious voice. Yeah. Archon Quest still. Yeah, Mona has known that Kaya is Conrian. And he's gonna have his Nexus event essentially. Yeah, I need to fucking clean my computer. Thank you. Very much. Please don't do that. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's finish this up.
She has a tendency to suddenly speak in someone's mind
I
without any
fucking
warning.
called it. I fucking called it. I fucking called it. Fucking called it. Fucking called it. She is the mysterious voice. Yes.
If one day you would be unfortunate enough to run into a truly dangerous situation, she may use her voice to guide the way forward for you.
Yes. We know that.
Yes, that there are so many mysterious women in this world, and that they would all know each other.
Huh.
The one who would never lie is me. I hope no one would take offense. It's just that I, Alice, or
A for short, have always had a soft spot for those with sincerity and candor.
So which one's the legend that never dies?
As for a legend that never ends, you may not know M in person, but you've likely encountered one of her
Oh.
ways. Have any of you ever read The Boar Princess?
Huh? I'm pretty sure every child in Mondstadt has read that book.
It's also one of my favorite stories. M was an exceptional human writer who used her prose to teach me the meaning of grief. Don't you think such a person would deserve a seat at the mage's table?
Paimon's getting more and more lost.
It may sound hard to believe, but I can attest to everything that Alice has said. Jay was also a mortal who aged and passed on, leaving her title to her students and followers. Alice, you've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors. It's now been centuries since the first of us took on her mantle. I've always wanted to meet you.
Do you also want to become a mage?
Title aside, I think I'm more interested in the meaning and purpose of the Hexenzirkel. I used to think that the Hexenzirkel was a group of women who could control the very fate of this world. But now, I've seen for myself that besides Jay, many other ordinary people were also among you.
Do you think less of us now?
Mm-mm.
No, not at all. My interest has been piqued, and I'm now even more drawn towards the idea of becoming a mage.
You're right. I've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors, but you are different. You are much more fascinating than any of your predecessors.
Oh, has someone finally piqued Aunt Alice's interest?
Now is not a good time, Scarlet, but as soon as I am able, I will seek you out for a meeting. I want you to tell me all about Jay's married life back in her hometown.
So the mage who received the prophecy letter from all of you was Jay? She left the Hexenzirkel after getting married?
Precisely. There was only one way the letter could have been interpreted. She would have known what we meant as soon as she saw the message. We were just asking one thing of her. Please come to see us again. Before you go and settle forever with your happiness, please come share some of it with your best friends and sisters.
So, the Supreme Blessing actually meant...
All journeys are fleeting and will eventually come to an end. What will give us the most fulfillment and happiness in the end are those who will greet us at our journey's destination. Dear child, I believe you can also understand what I am talking about. We women will always have many troubles and encounter pains and frustrations that will keep us up at night. But no matter how hard things may become, we will cross mountains and oceans to see our best friends again, regardless of how many years have passed or how far the distance may be. As long as we can be with our beloved friends, our hearts will be filled with joy. To us mages, that's what being supremely blessed is all about.
Oh.
I still don't get it, but I do know that all the mages are Mom's best friends.
Clee, you adorable innocent soul.
If you ask how I see it, the Hexenzirkel is just a group of ladies that I spent my youth with. Anyway, I'll introduce some of the other members to you all later. I still have a few things to attend to, so this will have to do for today.
Bye, Mom! Todoko says bye, too!
Oh.
Goodbye, darling, and farewell to all of our other friends as well. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Oh, now that I think of it, isn't it getting close to that time of year?
Yes, it's Windblume again, Alice.
It's also a special anniversary date. I'm sure you still remember.
What is it?
Yes, I do remember now. It was on this day many
Aw.
years ago that Jay tied the knot. Ah, just in time for the Festival of Love and Freedom. Everyone, please enjoy this year's Windblume Festival to the fullest.
Alice's voice fades and the lantern grows dim. It is once again just a regular piece of decor. For a moment, everyone looks lost in thought, but soon chatter begins to fill the space again. For long, everyone spreads their gliders to return to Mondstadt.
Whoa.
Oh,
Ah, Albedo! Why didn't you tell me we'd have to glide all the way back down?
I thought that was, to be expected. Alright, so that is so... Oh, I can't wait to watch Murder of Birds' reaction. I can't wait to watch a good few YouTubers that are more invested in the lore of this game. Wait, I could just teleport. Holy shit. I didn't think that that would be what it was. Like... Poor Timaeus.
Are you okay, Timaeus? Maybe you'd feel better if you just, let it out.
I'm fine. I'm just a little glider sick, that's all.
You may want to look into getting your own gliding license when you have the time. It might prove helpful to you.
Okay. Sure thing.
It sounds like you've still got something on your minds. Why don't you tell us? We're all happy to listen.
It's nothing, really. It's just... Well, Alice's story was really interesting and romantic. I won't argue about that. But still, the whole thing wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Of course, I didn't actually expect the supreme blessing to be real, but...
Don't say that. None of this was your fault, Timaeus. Honestly, it's more on me for having agreed to be the Windblume Festival's special ambassador. Had I not asked for everyone's help...
If anything, it should be my fault for finding that prophecy.
Oh, no, no, I didn't mean to blame the two of you either. I just feel like this whole adventure didn't really end on a high note.
Bullshit.
We also didn't really get anything out of it.
Yeah, I will have to disagree with that. Me as the traveler, there was a lot that that I was very curious to see. Huh.
But I'd say we still learned something new.
Well, that aside, Timaeus, you still need to go to Liyue to apologize to Yingar, right? Do you want Kale and I to accompany you?
Oh, Miss Yingar. Well, I mean, I just really don't want her to get mad at me. Now that I've come back to my senses, I really don't know what I should do.
Hey, you three? You may want to look over there.
And there's Yingar.
Huh? Miss Yingar?
Unexpected.
Oh, so that's Miss Yingar? I've never met her before.
Yep, that's her. And she actually came all the way to Mondstadt.
I am so sorry, Miss Yingar. But how did you... I mean...
Are you so happy just to see me?
That would be yes.
Of course I am. I'm so happy that I don't... Sorry, I don't know what to say.
I was ready to give you a harsh scolding, but now that I've seen you like this, I suppose I could let you off the hook this time. You said you couldn't come to pick me up because of a very important matter, right? Well,
Water.
Of course, I had to come and find you instead.
Should we go see how they're doing?
I wouldn't. You'll get hit by a forest boar if you interrupt a couple's romantic conversation.
Oh, really? We'll just leave them alone then.
They look quite happy. Maybe that's what Windblume's all about. Everybody be happy.
I am so glad to see Timaeus find his happiness.
I have to say, I'm even more envious of you, Sucrose. You can be happy just to see others happy, and you gave me so much help without any expectations in return. Even though you said that we're very much alike, I still feel like you have a much bigger heart than I do.
But if you say that, then I'd say I'm also nowhere near as brave or tenacious as you. I guess we have the same amount of positive qualities. They're just spread over different parts of our personalities. I've never visited Sumeru, made many friends from outside of Mondstadt. I'm happy just to have met and become your friend. Maybe I'll get shy and flustered when I meet other people I don't know in the future. But that's okay too. Since we are so alike, you probably get what I'm trying to say. You just need to believe that all of your issues aren't really issues at all.
But isn't it too late now for me to learn to accept myself?
Nope, it is not.
Well... Do you know anything about the blooming cycles of Cecilius?
I may have read about that in a book before.
That's a topic that my parents used to talk about back when they were still dating. Surprising, right? To think that people would talk about that while on a date. My mom brought it up at dinner one time last month. She called my dad the most boring man she knew, and said that he even turned up late to a date once, all with a smile on her face. But she also said that learning is just another part of life. It's never too late to start something, as long as you recognize that it's something good for you to do. Why don't you give it a try, Kale?
Okay, I'll try my best. They're really having a great conversation. Paimon can't even find a moment to join in.
Well, isn't it great that they're getting along so well? Yeah.
I nearly forgot. This is for you.
This texture. Are these seeds?
Yep. I believe I mentioned my sweet flower research to you before. These are the seeds of the sweet flower cultivars that I've worked on. It's nothing too special, but they're the best cultivars that I've made. So, I really hope that you'll like them. They're super sweet and easy to grow and keep. I'm also submitting them as my Windblooms for this year. I wish that the Animo Archon could also see how lovely they are.
Thank you. I'll plant them in the Avidia forest and take good care of them.
Kale, please take these notes with you. I've heard that you've been working hard on your studies, so I've prepared some study materials for you at Sucrose's request. Feel free to look through them whenever you can find the time. Mondstadt's doors will always remain open to you.
Thank you so much. Really, I don't know what to say. I'm just really happy. Sucrose, now's your chance. Didn't you want to collect a breath of joy?
Oh my lord.
You're right. I almost forgot. Kale, can you exhale once into this test tube? I will save this breath of joy and use it in my research.
Just so that we can test your blood alcohol levels. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? May I?
Of course.
Eh? Also, I can... What?
What was that?
I don't think anybody of us knows.
It was like a little cloud of happiness, and now it flew away.
Oh, cool.
Well, luckily, there's still some breath left in the test tube. I'll seal it up for now.
That's just a weird fucking thing to say.
I'll keep working on it and let you know as soon as I have any breakthroughs in my research.
Yeah, you can write to me. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I receive your letter.
Oh, it looks like you found a new pen pal.
Master Tainari! Sino!
If your friendship was forged in a test tube, does that make you test friends forever?
Fucking Sino.
That's it. I think you've ruined Sumeru's reputation in Mondstadt beyond all hope of repair.
All that matters is that I've enjoyed Mondstadt immensely. The dragon here possesses a majestic form.
Oh,
Yup.
that reminds me. Traveler, this card back is for you.
Wait, for me, didn't Sino commission this?
Sino wanted you to have one for yourself. If I had to guess, I'd say he probably wants you to use it if you challenge him to a duel.
I'm a master of the game. Do you dare challenge me?
No, I don't want to play.
Can you believe this guy? Huh. Let's knock him off his high horse.
Well, I guess we have to play.
Wait! I've got something to give you, too. Huh? Kali has a gift for us? Yeah! I figured I should follow local Mondstadt customs and prepared a few small things themed after the Windblume festival.
Oh, neat! Although Sumeru Rose bookmark, if I had to guess.
I made these bookmarks for
Yeah.
Sumeru roses at the hotel. I want to give them to Amber, Master Tainari, and Sino. During Windblume, Mondstatters offer flowers to the people most important to them. You three are family to me.
But Tainari said that we're not anything like an academic family. He wouldn't write joint papers with us.
Well, in this case, we can consider ourselves as regular siblings. And that should be just fine.
I agree. Oh, and here are some Padisara seeds as well. These are for the Traveler, Paimon, and everyone else from Mondstadt. Whoa, are these really for us?
Thanks.
So,
Fucking score!
Windblooms? One of them. Both Padissaras and Sumeru roses are my Windblooms. Although they're not native to Mondstadt, they are the flowers that can best express my feelings. I want to give them to the people I feel thankful for. To those who I wish to accompany as we greet more seasons and future Windblooms together. The real blessing in life is when you are surrounded by people who you'd miss day and night, and who you'd want to see even if that meant crossing mountains and oceans to do so.
I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Sucrose, do you see that cloud over there?
Huh?
Doesn't it look just like your test tube?
Amazing. Lazarite swirl. Neat. Well, I'll have to look for everybody that is around the map at this current moment, or find a video on it. I'll probably just find a video on it. I'm spawning two immediately here. There's Sino. I don't want to play against him in a duel. I don't have any decks built up, so well, let's I think I'm gonna end it here. I think I want to find Kale. I really do. She's gotta be around here somewhere.
Am I dreaming? Miss Ying-ar, you really came all the way to Mondstadt to see me? Why were you willing to make the trip? I still can't believe it.
Why wouldn't I want to come see you, It's not like a quick trip from Liyue to Mondstadt is completely unheard of or anything. Also, isn't it time for you to drop the miss and just call me Ying-ar?
Ying-ar. Ying-ar. I think I still need some time to get used to calling you that.
Look at you, already so
Standard
flustered.
rom-com
And we're just getting
manga
started.
bullshit.
No, I'm just overwhelmed with happiness.
That's it. Let's try talking to them. There's more.
Am I? Ying-ar. Ying-ar. No, I'm just
Leave them alone. Okay. Didn't know if it would continue like that. Alright, and now we have to go up here. We want to talk to Albedo.
You like the card back from Sino, right? I must admit, I also spent a good amount of effort coming up with a design. His request was quite interesting. He wanted a dragon, a cool pose, and a design that would stand out and awe his opponents. Although the commission
have to
was
look
for
at it.
himself, he wanted the back to be flashy enough to draw the attention of the opposing player. Perhaps there's something that can be said about how, when it comes to Genius Invocation TCG, friendship is more important than competition. He also said that such an impressive card back should be shared with friends. Since he gave it to you, this must mean he considers you to be a close friend. Oh, and speaking of, to repay my efforts, he also gifted me the card back as well. Maybe I'll also give the game a try.
No, don't do it. Don't get stuck to the addiction. Alright. I'm going to check the hotel or the inn that she was staying at, as well as the library. I was right on this guess.
Kale, Sucrose! I brought some home-cooked food. Why don't we enjoy it together?
Really? Sounds great.
I must point out a small issue about your cooking. You have a tendency to put a little too much flavoring in your dishes.
Sorry. I guess I've been a little heavy-handed with the seasonings lately.
Are you feeling stressed recently? Do you want to find someone to play cards with? It really helps with stress. I promise.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. If I recall, both you and Sucrose are pretty good players, right?
Oh yeah, we are. We've been playing together, and we were actually talking about this just a few days ago.
Since you are already familiar, would you mind also showing me the rules sometime?
Yeah, Kale seems to be a natural at the game. Maybe she's already the best player out of all of us.
Huh? Me?
And
that's right. You've been
Genius
all talk at the
Invocation
tavern.
is just
That little girl from Sumeru is really good at the game. If I can find a chance, I
Genius
would love
Invocation
to
is
test my
just
skills
blown
against
up.
her.
Really?
Isn't that great, Kale? You've become a TCG celebrity.
Oh,
fucking put on the spot. Alright, I guess we can go talk with Sino. And then we'll end the stream. 3 hours.
I quite like my new card back. It goes perfectly with my deck. I take it you've also received your card back? Want to use it to play around?
No thanks. I need to familiarize myself more with the deck and the rules.
No problem. Just...
Yeah, to be honest, I don't want to fucking be playing this game too much longer. So, yeah, I guess that is all for today. That is all for Windblume Festival. In terms of all the smaller events, I'll be going through, playing through all of them on my own time. I won't try to stream them. When it comes to character quests that I still have yet to do, all this stuff, I'll do them at later points when I find time and energy to want to play them. I've got an opening in like a week. Like, not this upcoming Sunday, but next Sunday afterwards, right? Next Sunday is probably the best time that I'll be able to stream. At least stream a story quest or two. Yeah, I really don't have much else to say. That was a really good quest. I've been surprised there wasn't a traditional cutscene like there is for a bunch of others event quests. Even like the previous Windblume Festival had a more traditional cutscene. Shoot. I wonder if we can find Venti. We'll find out here in just a moment. All right. There he is, the little bastard. We'll go talk to him now.
Well, what do you think? I trust you've enjoyed this year's Windblume Festival.
He's gonna have a little bit of lore.
I'm happy to see you find the time amidst your busy adventures to return to Mondstadt and celebrate the winds of freedom with us. And if you have a moment now, would you care to hear a new love poem I wrote this year? Allow me to recite it for you.
I did not care.
Has never seen such vibrant
No.
shade more ethereal.
No.
Maybe a bit too somber. Maybe I should write another one on sweet flowers instead.
Nothing? Alright. There might be something over by the church. A certain Rosaria. Where isn't? Oh well. And there isn't. Alright. I think that should do it. Let me just... All right. Well, that'll be all for tonight. That'll be all for this stream. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content from my channel. Really would appreciate it. Well, and while you're at it, hit that notification bell. That way you guys get notified for every time I upload or go live. Down in the description below, you'll find links to my buddies' channels, NTG Sonic and NTG Crispy. Without them, none of this really be possible. I can't think enough, so go check them out. Send your support, and yeah. This year's Windblume Festival has been really cool, really interesting. Love the huge lore bomb that we get of the Hexenzirkel. Essentially just this shadow collective of a bunch of, talented women. I find that fucking both hilarious and very interesting, because it's like, oh, this game is... There's been a bunch of people on fucking Twitter saying that this game is for fucking rotten incels with no lives of their own. And here you have just the biggest middle finger to that argument, because, well, isn't female empowerment one of the things that these same people screeching about incels playing video games like Genshin Impact? Isn't that one of the things that they're most... that they want to connect themselves to the most? Like, it's just one of those things. I just find it very interesting, and it's really cool too. Getting the huge, and I mean a huge fucking hint, or not even a hint, getting a name on the mysterious voice, that being Nicole of all the names. We have someone who is deeply connected to Irminsul on the same level of, like, Scaramouche, right? After he had gone through his godhood phase, essentially, but never fully completed it, having that kind of connection to Irminsul is what I'm thinking that this Nicole has. So I'd be very curious to meet her someday, and I'm definitely going to watch a few different things on my own time. Don't know if it'll be tonight or tomorrow, but definitely will be doing my little bits of research here and there. And yeah. I really don't have anything else to say other than this was a really good, festival. I wish that the developers would have us do it again next year and have it be a yearly occurrence similar to Lantern, right? I find these festivals really fun and really interesting, especially when they incorporate characters from other nations. Seeing Kale, Tainari, and Cyno all in Mondstadt for the celebration, seeing how they interact with all the characters from Mondstadt, being able to just see the characters be normal, in a way. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say, but other than this game is really good, and I urge those who haven't played it yet to please check this game out, give it a try. It is completely free to play, and you don't have to worry about spending a dime. I myself, I do Battle Pass and Welcome Moon Blessing, and I'm only spending about $12 to $13 every month for all that, and I have fun in that way. I'm able to enjoy the game and enjoy the gacha aspects of the game to a pretty full extent. So yeah. Genshin's a fun game. I enjoy it a lot. I encourage anybody to at least try it out. It's free to play. Just Download it, give it a try on your computers or PlayStations. If you're on mobile, you're gonna want a powerful phone. You know, playing this game at 10 FPS is not worth your time. Anyways, I'm rambling. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.